Well, old Sad Eyes wanted us to take a look at one of her favorite guns. The TT-33 Tokarev. This here's Romanian Tokarev. TT-33, it's a 7.62x25. Awesome little gun. I mean, it's beefy. One of the things a guy's got to get used to when shooting this is the length of the grip. If you have a big hand like I do, you can see how your pinky here barely wants to grab that back of that. You got to hold it up high. You got to hold it up high because it does have a short grip. Alley Cat, she's not keen on gun safety there. She's trying to smell the muzzle, so. Well, she is unloaded and I just had her taken down. So cool thing about this guy, it's really a lot like some of the early model Colts. You can see that same ultra narrow profile, a tiny little foresight, ultra narrow profile, and it looks a lot like the early model Colts. Cool thing about it, this guy's a 1953. And unlike a lot of the mag releases at that time, European mag releases, this guy's got, boom, a gravity release. There you go. She just dumps mags under gravity. It's got your 8-shot, 8-in-1, 7.6225. It really gets out there at 7.6225, depending on the manufacturer, the mil surplus date or whatever. I mean, you'd be anywhere from 14 to 1,600 feet per second. And it really boogies, and it's a handful. You know, it's a pretty robust cartridge. But one of the cool things on this, guys, I got this here in Muzzle Brake, and basically just takes the place of the original end piece. The original end piece just ends right here at this line, and you know, you can see the barrel barely poking out. It's a lot like the original Colts, but this one here is actually just machined to be exactly like the original end piece, with your takedown hole down in the small hole there, if you want to take it down from the end and fight the spring that way. But we'll see if we can do a quick takedown. This guy is really simple to take down. I know it might be hard with one hand, but the guy's got this keeper here, almost like you'd find on a chain for a chainsaw or something like that. You know, you could use a soft tool. Fella could use a corner of a mag here, and we'll set this back here, and we'll see if you guys can see any of it. And I'll just kind of give you a quickie, but you just take your mag here, and I know you guys probably can't see that, but you pop that keeper back like that. Once that keeper is popped back, there is a spring in here that's under a crap load of tension, so you're going to want to keep the slide piece in it. So keep your slide piece in. And go ahead and just remove the keeper all the way, you know, if a fellow wants here. Get it off and get your keeper piece off. Throw it aside. And then holding the whole action here, you can push the pin out. Wiggle your whole keeper out. This is held together by one pin, and this your slide release as well. It's your main pin and slide release. The whole gun is going to come out, and what you're going to want to be careful of is the spring in here. You see, if you hold on to it here real good, you'll see that the spring is holding that in there. And barrel can slide forward like that. This piece here simply just key locks off. You see how it keys out. But barrel comes out. I'll pick the camera back up and I'll show you guys a little bit. Barrel has your classic pivot here, and that's what that pin is going through. That's your barrel pivot, and so that guy will pivot inside there. Your end keeper here is machined, and it's just literally twist locked. This lower dimple here that you see on this end is what your spring dimple piece here actually sits in. So on the inside of the gun, that's basically going in there like that. With the original piece, it's much easier, but you can take it apart from the end out here, you know, on this end. But with the extended muzzle brake on it, it's easier just to knock the pin out. You gotta wrestle a little more, but TT33. We'll do a quick put back together. You know, your action body here will come up and out. It's like a whole machine get up. You know, here. It's your spring-loaded hammer and whatnot action here upon the trigger, and it's machined real nice, but it just slides into the slot. These things are real simple, real purpose driven. So I'm gonna set the camera back down, and we'll show you guys kind of a put back together here on it. So make sure you guys can see it from here, and just kind of give you a rundown. You just put your axle piece back in here. Put your hammer back. You know, it helps a lot of times if you have your hammer back. It's just going to make it easier on a guy. Barrel, obviously, with this pivoting piece here, you know, lay the pivot piece down. It's going to go right back up. This guy is fairly simple as far as the layout on it. And then your muzzle brake or your original flush end piece. I can slip that on, counter it into place. You get it where you want it. It'll click if you already have the spring in there. Here, it's snap and it'll lock into place. But we're just going to line it up. And then you see your spring end here. You've got the crescent end down. We're going to feed it back up in. Like so. It's under mean force. I mean, you got to feed it pretty hard. And with the muzzle brake, this makes this a little more difficult on a guy than having the traditional. You want to make sure your slider piece is in the down position. You just slide it back onto the frame track. Get it in there like so. You look through the peephole here. You want to just look through your peephole. Make sure that your slider piece, that little leverage piece on the barrel there is facing the right way, and you want to be able to see it through the hole. Your slide notch is over here, so you put your slide notch piece on this end. You gotta fight to line it up sometimes. Kind of a pain in the ass, but once it's in there, it's not going to go anywhere. You pretty well got it locked in place, and then the guy can keep his thumb on it. Bring your I call it my chainsaw keeper. Just bring your keeper back on. You use your thumbnail a lot of time, force it over, clips back into place. Let's see, it's just going to clip on there. It's almost like a chain keeper. And it clips over the slide lock. It's your slide lock piece here. And that's a main pin that holds the whole damn gun together. So we'll just put it back and check it for functionality. Got it together. We can drop our hammer. Mag in. Quick thing on these, if you guys get these FFL or you get them in on an import, they got this big round piece here, and this is like, it didn't come originally on the gun. All these importers, they had to have a manual safety on them. It actually blocks the trigger, and that's a US mandate. And the original non-import military versions will not have this piece of shit safety on it. I mean, it's real crappy pot metal. They hastily threw these things on all these Romies and Yugos and Polish Toks that came in. They had hasty safeties put on them. From a machining standpoint, the Romy gun is going to be far better than the Polish or Yugo gun. The machining quality on the Romanian weapon is just bar none. I've seen a lot of sloppy, crappy Yugos and some real tacky-ass Polish ones that look like their machining was done by 5-year-olds in the Khyber Pass of Afghanistan. But ironically, their safeties look a little nicer. These ones have superior machining and shitty aftermarket safeties. But with the muzzle brake, it makes it a lot more manageable. That's your 7.62 by 25 Romanian Tokarev with the additional muzzle brake here. Got it off a machinist on eBay. A fella makes them for 1911s and some of the original Colts as well. I'll see if I can find that guy's info and link it. So there we go, quick look. Yeah, it was on my dual wielding video, and you know, a few of my other videos, route shooting and stuff like that. I like to shoot this guy at about 40-50 yards, and it really reaches out with that high power cartridge. So that's your Romanian Tokarev TT33. Hey, thanks for watching, guys.